I'm recording. Okay, okay. Okay, please, I'm recording. If you may click the recording now. Okay. Before I start, I would like to introduce a bit of the background of TS Muhammad Shukri. Right? Kita kenal lama ni. We know each other for a long time. So TS Muhammad Shukri, kita dah lama 20 tahun kita kenal. Okay, she's very active. He's very active in the maker space design and also this the following the trend line of these maker projects, right? And I salute him. I salute him for being so active and participate in a lot of this activity. And now Encik Shukri and his team already spin off and make a significant effort in UTHM, and we see his effort in makerspace in UTHM, and he has a workshop and this maker shop in the library, right? So I will let him to speak out on his own. He has a lot of ideas and sharing to us, right? Especially to young engineer and future engineers, right? And how about the career in makerspace, right? And how actually technopreneur and become an engineer or designer or innovator. How would it be possible with your own effort, right? I welcome TS Muhammad Shukri for sharing. Please, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. T. So,
Thank you.
okay, everyone, Assalamualaikum and good morning. So, we're going to start now. Okay, so the topic, I'm Shukri, by the way. So, the topic for today is ideas to communities. Okay, this is a part for integrated design project. Actually, me and I and Dr. T are the one who, we are the pioneer in the IDP, right? So, we are the one who create the syllabus during that time, right, for the IDP. So yeah, so okay, so let me start with what the IDP is supposed to be. So actually IDP is different from your FYP. FYP is you do individually, you go very deep in the research. Okay, for IDP is different. Okay, it's actually a group project which you will integrate all the skills that you learn during your degrees. So because your degree, you learn entrepreneurship, you learn engineering and society, you learn business management, right? So this kind of things, and along with your technical skills, will be combined into this integrated design project. So your project should be applicable to the communities. It's not something like a lab product. No, it's supposed to be. Okay, so try to aim for a product which can be used and applied in the communities. Okay, so it's not FYP, so this is IDP. Okay, so for today I'm going to share about ideas to communities. Okay, why you need to make a project. Start from ideas, but your final aim is for the project to be applicable in the community. Okay. Innovation. Okay, I think everyone have heard of this innovation, right? Okay, everyone knows what is innovation. Everyone got different understanding of what is innovation. Okay, but for me, innovation must be something that you are able to sell. Okay, because you can make something very useful, but you cannot sell. Meaning that there is no market for it. It's not something that the people want. It's something that you want to do, but it's not what the people want. So if they want your product, so they will buy. So for me, a good indication whether it's a good innovation or not is that you are able to sell it. Now, it's easy to say, but Okay. It's easy to say to sell, but then it's hard to sell actually. Okay, because last time, right? Okay, I think in 2019. Okay, I start doing this robot. Okay, I start doing this STEM robotic kits for schools, for primary school. It's just a simple robotic 3D printed. Okay, based on Arduino. So the idea is, I'm going to sell this to schools, right? To schools, and then I do competition, and school will buy, and then all the people will be very happy lah. But then, because this is what I want, it's not what the school needs. Okay, when I go to the school, then I only know. Okay, Arduino is too advanced for them. Okay, too advanced. Okay, even for yourself, right? Ramai tak tahu pun buat Arduino programming kan. Okay. So it's hard for them. Facility. Okay, facility. For us, kita ada computer lab. We have all these computer labs. We have all these facility, good computers. But for schools, most of them don't have a good computers. Okay. Nowadays, Arduino is quite heavy software. It's actually when you download about 200 something megabytes, and then when you install, they need to install some update and libraries and all the things like. So they don't have good internet connection. Okay, and when you go to schools, you need to teach, let's say 10 groups, right? So you need 10 computers, and each computer need to download and install everything, and then sometimes got the problem with the USB not detecting the Arduino. Okay, so it's quite challenging. Okay, so after 2019, I go back and I try to simplify. For 2019, actually, I do IoT project. So it's not an Arduino actually. I'm using that time. I using ESP8266 IoT. So for 2019, okay, cannot do this. It's very hard. They cannot understand. Okay, so for 2020. Okay, I use the different kind of robot. So this time I use Arduino Uno. No more IoTs. Okay, because one thing about IoT at schools is that students cannot bring telephone to school. So they have to use teacher telephone. So for 10 groups, you can see where it's going, right? It's quite hard for each student to do the robot. So that's for 2020, okay. I do for autonomous. So it's as a simple line follower, but still using Arduino. Okay. Now, the problem now is because we're using Arduino, okay, and we're using motor driver LM298, I think, the red board. Okay. Now, most of the teachers don't have good understanding of electronics. Okay. Positive, negative pun terbalik. So when they use motor driver and then we use 7.2 volts, when they make a wrong connection, everything poof. Okay, so we ended up with a lot of burnout motor driver and Arduino. Okay, so yeah, so it's challenging for 2020, but it's better than 2019. Okay, then after we do the competition in 2020, I think in the February, you know what happened? We have the COVID. Everything shut down. So I think COVID is one of the, I think, a blessing in disguise. Okay, so we all do at home, so boring, tak tahu nak buat apa kan. So I start exploring a new microcontroller, the microbit. Okay, and I think it's really suitable for school. Okay, then I ask for feedback from school. This time I ask for feedback, not shop sendiri more. So I go for school. I say, okay, this is easier, blah 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 blah. Okay, they agreed, and then in this day, all my robots are mostly on robotics, on microbit. Even for the bigger ones for IPT, also I use microbit. Okay, so the takeaway of all this is that you need to know what your customer needs. What your customer needs. Okay, but one of the challenging is that sometimes it's about us lah. Kita seronok nak buat, kita seronok nak buat, tapi kita cok sendiri lah. So you need to know what your customer needs, then you build something based on their needs. Okay. Tapi ada some customer also don't know what they need. They say they want something but they don't know what they need. So that one is the most challenging one, because we need to propose something that they don't know they need. So we need to justify and yakinkan dia this is what you need for your problem. Okay. Okay, so we go for next slide. Okay, now there's a lot of problem solving. There are also problem solving methods. Okay, for me, I usually use three theory of inventive problem solving. But the simplest one, okay, the simplest one is design thinking. Not the simplest lah, but the most straightforward one. Okay, this one I usually teach in schools, okay, because it's really straightforward. Okay, the original IDP are designed around this concept. So actually there are 5 phases for the IDP. Okay, so the first is empathize. Okay, empathize is we actually some sort of understand what our customer needs. Understanding the pain. If you have heard of business canvas, okay, business, I forgot the full name, but it's about business canvas. So it's about understanding the pain. If people will buy, people will pay if they feel the pain. Okay, sakit kan, sakit beli ubat jugalah sebab sakit kan, kita tak tahan. Okay, so you need to understand the pain. Then we define the problem, and then we only ideate, prototype and test. Okay, but kita engineer kan, kita macam orang macam kita. Okay, most of the time we don't start with empathize. We always start with ideate or prototype. Okay, we start with ideate. Wow, this good idea. Then start prototype. Then so then baru kita fikir, who going to use this? Then you got the problem later when you presenting. When you present, we are doing this. So who going to use your product? So, I don't know, because I don't think of that. Okay. Sebab kita dah seronok kan. Okay, dah seronok. Kita dah ideate buat berapa-berapa. Kita nak buat ni. Dan kita terus prototype. Potong kayu, potong besi, buat programming semua kan. Okay, then we dah siap baru fikir. Ni nanti siapa nak pakai. So that actually the wrong flow. When we don't know who going to use our product, it make it hard for us to justify why we do this, how much we going to sell. Okay, so kita tak tahu market kita siapa. Okay, so the last part yang banyak yang tak buat ialah testing. Okay, you need to test, not test in labs. Actually test in labs betul, but then you have to test also in the real environment. Okay, that's why you have teams. Why are teams? This is not an individual project, so you have teams. So some of you will go and test at the actual environment. Let's say you do a project about flood, okay, flood detection. So pergilah pergi tepi sungai ke tepi tasik ke UTHM tu kan. So just install it, then kumpul data, ambil gambar sikit-sikit kan. Okay, so that is the testing. Okay, so we go on one by one. Okay, so we start with empathize. Now, empathize is different from sympathize. Empathy is not the same as sympathy. So, empathize is level atas daripada sympathize. Okay, we feel, kita duduk bersama-sama dengan masyarakat dan we feel how apa dia punya pain. Okay, kalau sympathy ni kita just tahu je. Okay, we just tahu, okay, susah ni. Okay, tapi kita tak feel. Okay, so the way we see it is we versus them. Okay, empathize. We have this problem, so that's how you pitch your problem. We have this problem, not they have that problem. So because when it is our problem, okay, the story is more engaging when you selling your product. Okay, we have this problem, my father saja. Kita ada banjir, bla 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 macam tu. Okay, instead of macam, mereka di sana ada masalah banjir. Okay, so that's the difference. And the last one is acceptance versus test. Kita nak mereka terima, okay, accept not just being sad, accept this is the problem. And bukan just for, I feel sad for you, no. So this is the problem that we need to solve it. Okay. Now, most of the time when you are selling something, you are selling the story. Orang selalu cakap kalau for startup for pitching, right? You're not really selling the product. You are selling the story. So a good story is the story that make the audience feel the same with you. So you need to have this empathize. So that's what. So when they empathize with you, they say, "Oh, this is a good product." So that's why all this testimony is very good. Actually, we engineer, right? We should work based on data, right? But then most people buying things based on emotion. So that's why design thinking is preferable for product for the mass market. Okay, not for technical product, but product for the mass market. Okay, because it take into account the emotion of the buyers. Okay. Okay. So how? Okay, so how? So you need to mingle around with different group. Jangan duduk dengan grup-grup you yang sama. So pergi jumpa kawan-kawan dekat FKMP sana. FKMP, FCK sana, semua ada kawan-kawan kan. Okay. So, mungkin duduk dengan orang kampung. Pergi surau tu sembang-sembang dengan orang kampung. Okay. That's how you mingle around. Then you can understand the problem better. Okay. Then you start to empathize with all the problems. Number 2 is be a good listener. Don't be judgmental lah. Jangan dengar itu kata, ni you tak betul ni. This is wrong. You should do this. No. Okay, listen. Listen first. Listen first. Okay. And come with a I want to know attitude. Okay, the attitude. Because people can actually feel. Although they will show lah. If you want to know, you really interested to know, people will some sort of macam boleh tahu lah, you betul-betul nak tahu, or you just macam main-main ni kan. Okay, so you must go in with the attitude that I want to know. Okay, so they will tell you because they know you are interested in their problem. Okay, now this is quite easy to say but hard to do. Okay, you need to get out of the comfort zone. Okay, semua orang kawan-kawan kan. Kalau buat kumpulan IDP ni pun semua kawan-kawan yang sama kan. Daripada tahun 1 sampai tahun 4. Itulah kamu punya kawan-kawan dan itulah grup yang kamu buat. So, that is your comfort zone. So, when you are in your comfort zone, okay, you will not come up with new ideas. You will not come up with new ideas. Okay, that's what I noticed when students, okay, just go around in their own little world, right? So they will come up with a check over and over again. Okay. So, but yeah, it's hard to get out of your comfort zone kan. Kita malu kan, introvert kan. Kita nak jumpa orang pun malu-malu, pergi kenduri pun malu, tak berani bertegur kan, nak tegur orang pun tak ni kan. Okay. So you need to go out more. Okay. Try to do new things. Try to do new things. Okay. The last one is take action. Okay. Don't just go around, listen. Okay. You must take action. Okay. So jangan duduk saja, mesti take action. Okay. Now, the second part is define. Define is actually where we got the problem statement. Okay, now the problem with define is selalunya most of the time we don't actually solve the main problem, the what they call the root cause. Okay, dia macam when you have a fever, right? When you have a fever, the fever is just a symptom, right? Because the fever is the body reacting to something wrong with the body, so the temperature will rise up to kill any bacteria or virus or germs. But that is not the root cause. Okay. So you need to find the root cause. Okay. Because if you don't find the root cause, okay, the fever will not go away. We are managing the symptom. Doesn't mean that when you have fever, high temperature, right? So you need to manage the temperature. But then at the same time, you need to find the root cause. If you don't find the root cause, okay, the problem will come up over and over again. Okay. Macam longkang tersumbat lah. We have banjir sebab longkang tersumbat. Okay. So the root cause is not because the sampah. The root cause is because orang buang sampah. So we need to stop people throwing away trash in the river. Okay, kalau kita kutip sampah pun tak habis-habis. Okay, yeah, but we still need to kutip the sampah, okay, to avoid flash flood. But then we need to go and solve the root cause juga. Okay, so we need to do more campaign kesedaran, jangan buang sampah, pergi saman kilang-kilang yang buang sampah. So itu actual cause. Okay, so we need to start asking questions. So what? Find the actual problem. So we ask what to find the actual problem. And then where? Is it a local or global problem? Now, should we focus on local or global problem? So local or global problem? Okay. Personally, I think we should focus on local problem. Okay. Because when you have too broad of a focus, right? You want to solve a global problem like let's say global warming, right? So maybe your solution is not applicable to Malaysia. Okay, so it's better to focus on the local problem. Okay, the local problem, something, because actually for IDP you need to test your solution actually. So if you do local problem, so it's easier for you to test out your solution. But my biggest reason why you need to do you need to focus for local problem is that if we don't do it, who else will do it? Kalau kita tak buat, siapa lagi nak buat? Okay, this is our problem. You ingat orang US sana nak buat research banyak-banyak untuk orang Malaysia ni? Tak ada, dia akan buat untuk dia je. So that's why UTHM is very popular and really recognized for its dia punya research on Aedes tau, dengue. Sebab dalam medical, all Europe and US is very advanced. But sebab mereka tak ada Aedes, mereka tak ada masalah Aedes, mereka tak ada masalah dengue. So dia tak buat research berkaitan benda tu. So it's up to us to solve our problem. Sebab dengue, Aedes ni negara-negara tropika je. Kita, Indonesia, Filipina, lepas tu Afrika ada kot. Macam itulah, negara tropika je ada. So mereka tak buat benda-benda ni. Okay, so kita yang kena buat. Okay, orang kampung tu ada masalah monyet masuk rumah, macam mana? So kita lah yang kena selesaikan. Sebab kat US ada masalah monyet masuk rumah. Kita je ada masalah monyet masuk rumah. Okay, so kita yang kena selesaikan. Okay. Okay, so who? Siapa? Okay. When? So when? So masalah ni ialah selalu berlaku ke, kadang-kadang berlaku ke, one off ke. Saya say masalah the big flood kan, the big flood. It's in 10 years kan, every 10 years lah dia punya cycle, orang kata lah every 10 years. Okay. Or maybe masalah jam. Okay, traffic jam, parit raja sebab tengah buat jalan. Okay. Tapi kalau kita selesai banyak pun, nanti lepas jalan dah siap, tak ada masalah tu. Okay. Or mungkin jalan jam sebab hari raya. Okay. So you need to know when the problem occurs. Okay. So which one is better? So you better solve the problem that always happens. It's not always, maybe often. Or maybe it's not often, maybe seldom. Because it's more impactful. Okay. Then who? You need to understand who you are helping. Okay. Who is the solution is for? Is it a local community or global? Okay. So actually, one good example, right? Ada satu company, right? I forgot manalah saya pernah dengar cerita ni. Okay. Dia company is ada US. So dia buat permainan pantai tau, untuk beach punya play tau, untuk main pasir tu. Tapi dekat US ni tak banyak. US is actually a very big country. So tak semua orang akan pernah pergi pantai. Kita senang pergi pantai. So mereka sangat besar. Ada orang yang tak pernah tengok laut. Okay. So they cannot sell benda tu. Sebab dia buat something very good, but dia punya market dia tak betul. Okay. Nah, then last is how we plan to solve. Okay. So ni the 4M method ni saya boleh jalan maksud. Okay. Man, machine, material, process. Okay. So dari segi orang, macam mana orang yang menggunakan tu. Dari segi mesin, equipment apa yang kita ada. Okay, macam mana kita boleh ubah. Macam mana kita boleh tambah baik. Adakah masalah itu dari segi mesin? Ataupun adakah masalah itu dari segi material yang kita guna? Ataupun masalah itu okay. Putus Okey, rezeki. Boleh dengar tak? Rasanya putus tadi.
Boleh dengar. Tadi
Okay.
dia hang, lepas tu sebelum tu dia ada pecah-pecah sikit, dia suara dia tu pecah-pecah sikit. Tapi sekarang dah okey. Okey. Silakan. Okey, silakan.
Okay. So, but I would like to add one more. How much? Okay, this is biasa yang you already dengar kan. Okay, one husband, 4 wives kan. Okay, so this is how we define. But I always like to add one more. How much? Because this, if you go for industry, the main question is how much. You can propose them all the solution you want. You can propose anything, but then at the end of the day, they want to know how much. Okay, so you need to keep the cost down. Okay, keep the cost down. Okay. Now, just a bit of sharing that sometimes we as an engineer, right, we over engineer. We always over engineer something. Okay. Last week, I think. Okay, there's a company come and to do some discussion lah. Okay, this company, okay, dia punya kerja is for cleaning up water tank. You know the big water tank kan, yang konkret yang besar-besar atas bukit atau menara yang bulat tu kan. Okay, dia punya company kerja dia ialah bersihkan water tank ni. Okay, previously, okay, the way you clean this tank is that you flush the water out, semua air tu buang, then you have people coming in and cuci lah. Okay, manually. A lot of people. Because one of the constraint is time. Because bila air kering, orang tak ada air, orang nak marah lah, maki-maki semua kan. So dia kena buat dalam 2 hari. Okay. So 2 hari, 3 hari. Satu buang air, hari kedua bersihkan, hari ketiga dah masuk air baru. Okay. Downtime dia 3 hari. So benda ni is actually quite expensive lah. Sebab syarikat air kena hantar lori, bawa air ke rumah-rumah kan. Okay. So, dan orang yang cuci ni, it's not anyone can do because it's actually a tank and it's considered a confined space. Confined space ni you need a special license. Kalau tak, you kena saman dengan OSHA ni. Okay. Then you have to wear all this equipment lah, safety equipment. So, what they want to do is they want to do cleaning cara pakai robot, for robotics. So they put down the robot in the water, so dia tak payah buang air tu. So no down. Kalau tak ada masalah air, so robot tu akan duduk dekat dasar, so dia akan start lah, sudah dibawa macam satu salur tu akan vacuum lah, so dia akan vacuum slide yang dekat bawah tu. So dia akan vacuum di jalan satu tangki tu. Okay. So bila dia cakap dia nak buat robot tu, okay, dia cakap dia dah ada robot tu. So first thing come to mind, kalau saya nak buat robot ni, kena beli motor, underwater motor underwater motor, benda-benda semua yang underwater punya bawa dalam air. So but dia cakap tak perlu, we don't even use that underwater motor, sebab underwater motor ni mahal, kalau rosak nak repair susah. Okay, so what they use is they use power window motor. Okay, so dia beli power window motor. So dia power window motor saya pun belilah satu nak buat robot tu kan. So power window motor. Sebab dia kata power window motor ni memang power window motor is actually waterproof. Okay, but after sometimes water will start to leak in. Okay, bila water leak in, you need to service. After several service, tak boleh repair, boleh buang. But because it is cheap, it make in the long term it's still a cost very, very cost efficient instead of buying one expensive underwater motor. Okay, so they say okay, so they need the robot. So I think okay, so underwater. So yalah kita asyik fikir kalau underwater kena beli yang betul-betul underwater punya kan. Lepas tu nak pakai macam mana data transmission, nak tengok kamera kan. Tak ada, pakai wire je. Okay, even dia boleh buat wireless pun tak nak wireless, dia nak pakai wire because it is more reliable. Dan kalau robot tu mati kat bawah tu, dia boleh tarik keluar pakai wire tu. Dia still nak kena ada wire. So yeah, okay lah. So actually actually what they need is quite simple lah. Okay, it's so that's what the industry need. Sebab mereka tak boleh ada cost besar. Okay, mereka nak cost kecil, tapi mereka nak asalkan kerja siap, okay lah. Okay, another problem they say they have is about the camera. Okay, they need an underwater camera. Underwater camera ada kan, tak ada masalah boleh beli. But dia punya problem is that robot tu, okay, bila dah masuk dalam air, dia ambil masa dekat seminggu untuk cuci satu tank yang besar tu. Okay, so dia akan cuci pada waktu siang. Pada waktu malam, robot tu dia tak tarik keluar, robot tu dalam air. So meaning to say that the robot will stay in the water for 7 days. So most of the underwater or water resistant or waterproof equipment not designed to be underwater for 7 days. So dia leaking. Actually kita bukan when we buy underwater waterproof stuff, right? It is waterproof, but not for 7 days. Okay, so that is some of the challenges they have lah. Okay, but then at the end of the day, they want to know how much. Okay, so meaning to say that jangan terlalu kompleks lah. Okay, simple is better. Okay. Okay. Now we go to ideation. Ni yang paling best lah. Ramai student suka dekat part ni. Dia suka bila create ideation ni. Tapi bila sampai prototyping, dah malas nak buat. Okay, keluar idea macam-macam. Very good ideas, very very outreach, extravagant. Okay, idea yang bombastic semua ada. Okay. So for ideation, I would like to introduce and suggest for you to use trees. Trees is a problem solving. Okay. For ideation also can be used. Okay. It's from Russia. So it stands for Theory of Inventive Problem Solving. Okay, now, what makes trees different from other problem solving is that, okay, you see the name. Okay, the name for trees. It is Theory of Inventive Problem Solving. Okay. When you first heard of it, okay, most of this people and myself included, when I first heard of this, I think it is about problem solving by inventing something. Yeah, meaning that we have problem that we invent something. So that is what I think of trees, which is actually wrong. Okay, the way you read this is theory of inventive problem solving. It's not theory of inventive problem solving. No, it is a theory of inventive problem solving. So we have this new word. Okay, inventive problem. What is inventive problem? Okay, now problem is easy. You can solve any problem easy. But inventive problem is a problem that only happens when you try to solve another problem. Okay, it's something like okay, you said that cars are speeding in UTHM, so you add bumps. Okay, but when you add bumps, okay, problem. Okay, actually you are ruining the car punya suspension, everything lah. So that is inventive problem. The problem is not the original problem. This problem you create when you try to solve the original problem. Okay, so this is what we need to solve a complex engineering problem. Because engineering problem is not something that if like this you do that. No, if like this you do that, then you have another problem. Then you need to solve that problem also. Okay, so it's not really that straightforward. Bukan problem yang kalau you lapar you pergi makan nasi tak. So dia problem yang susah nak solve. Okay, you solve one problem, you create another problem. So you need a way which you can solve that problem without creating a new problem. Okay, macam you ada meja kan. Okay, you have a heavy table. Okay, you have a heavy table. So you want a table that easy to move around. You need a table that easy to move around. Then you change the material from metal to, let's say, plastic. Okay, you solve the problem of the weight, but then you have a problem with the durability. So maybe tak kuat. So you solve one problem, but you create another problem. Okay, so that is not a good solution. Because most of the time, okay, kita selalu paling senang is we aim for what we call a compromise. Cari jalan tengah. Not too heavy, but not too weak. Maknanya tak terlalu ringan, tak terlalu berat, tapi tak terlalu tak kuat lah. Maknanya masih kuat, tapi tak terlalu berat. Okay, itu compromise. But when you do compromise, you don't actually solve the problem. Okay, so how we going to solve the problem is maybe you add a wheel, tambah wheel. Okay, di dalam trees dia ada beberapa cara kita boleh guna. Misalnya kalau benda tu tak boleh gerak, kita buat dia boleh bergerak dengan tambahkan roda. So that what we call dynamization. Okay, or we can use what they call dalam trees is hollow structure. Hollow structure maksudnya kalau you tengok meja sekarang ni besi, walaupun besi dalam ni kosong kan, dia hollow, dalam tu hollow. It is dia lagi ringan. Okay, it is lighter, but it will not affect the strength. Okay, so macam concrete, macam you buat bata-bata apa IDF semua tu dalam hollow. Okay, because it is ringan, lighter, but then still strong. Okay, so the concept of trees is that it's more on the abstraction. So we change our problem into a more common problem. Okay, we have our specific problem, we change it to common problem, then we find how people are solving that problem, and then we adapt that solution to our specific problem. It's something like okay, the philosophy of trees, right? The philosophy is that all problems have been solved. Semua masalah telah diselesaikan. But in a different field, tapi dalam bidang yang berbeza. Okay, our job is to use creativity to apply solution yang dah ada ni ke dalam masalah yang kita dah ada, masalah yang kita ada. Okay, solution yang umum ni kita nak apply dalam kita punya masalah yang kita ada. Contoh, one way. Okay, satu contoh. Okay, let's say you have a pipe and you have a water pipe, and then you have a clog at the water pipe. Okay, clog at the water pipe. Okay, so you can try to unclog it, macam masukkan apa ke jorok-jorok kan. Okay, untuk yang sumbat tu untuk keluarkan, or you can cut and then put new pipe. Okay, ini cara untuk buat pipe lah. So the same method are being used in medical. Okay, you ada blood clot kan, orang kena stroke kan, dan sumbat. So masukkan belon tu, lepas tu dia kebapuk, so darah boleh mengalir. Ataupun bypass, dia ambil satu lagi salur darah tempat lain, dia sambung bypass, bypass punya operation. It's still the same concept, sebab the main idea is to keep the fluid flowing, untuk pastikan cecair mengalir. Pastikan cecair mengalir. Kalau cecair tak mengalir, mungkin sebab dia punya pump ada problem lah, ataupun dia punya jantung lah, maknanya pump is jantung ada problem. So it's still the same problem, but the solution dari bidang yang berbeza boleh di-apply ke bidang yang lain. Okay, so that is how trees work. Okay, or you can use another method called camper. Yes, camper. This camper is actually for substitute. Okay, so actually it's a combination of words. So where you can substitute, you can combine, you can adapt, modify, okay, put into another use, eliminate, rearranging, reverse. Okay, this also what you can do. Okay, so let's say orang buat buat perangkap sampah. Okay, dia buat perangkap sampah guna let's say plastik kan. So try to replace plastic. Maybe instead of plastic you use biodegradable material ke apa ke kan. So macam orang macam polybag kan. Polybag yang tanam pokok kan. Okay. So bila nak tanam pokok kena potong polybag kan. Kena potong, buang polybag baru masukkan sampah, masukkan pokok, tanam kan. So leceh kan. Kalau boleh substitute polybag tu, yang plastik tu substitute dengan something yang biodegradable kan, macam kertas ke apa kan. So you tanam sekali dengan kertas tu. Tak perlu buang masa nak buang plastik tu kan. Sebab boleh tanam terus. Okay. Lepas tu you boleh combine. Combine ni, student suka combine. Ini ialah benda dua dalam satu. Dia boleh mengesan banjir, boleh jadi hotspot wifi, boleh keluar muzik, lagu, semua boleh buat. So tak perlu walaupun boleh combine, tapi you better focus on what the main what they call the main proposition value atau value product you yang main tu, apa yang nak jual. Okay, so the best way to sell your product is that if you can explain the main proposition value your product dalam satu nafas dan satu ayat saja, so orang boleh faham. Okay, or you can adapt. Contoh, you ada kita ada tangki air kan. Tangki air ada yang dia punya pelampung float kan. Bila tangki air dah penuh, dia naik, dia stop so dia dah tak masuk air lagi. Okay, this thing you can adapt untuk, maybe you do some project about water harvesting, rain water harvesting kan, yang ambil air hujan kan, kadah kan dari tangki but you need to have some sort of method supaya kalau dah penuh, air tu tak masuk dalam tangki, dia terus direct pergi ke longkang. So you boleh adapt solution yang dah ada tu ke you punya produk. Okay, and lain ni sama lah. Okay, change the colour, sound, motion, for modify, put you can use. Okay, camper. Okay, now brainstorming. Okay, brainstorming semua orang pakai. Everyone knows about brainstorming. But brainstorming is the worst method for ideation. Okay, because in brainstorming, if you do the correct way in brainstorming is that every idea is a good idea. Okay? You don't actually argue which is better and why this idea didn't work. So everything is accepted. Okay, for brainstorming. Okay, now of course you will end up with a lot of ideas. Okay, but most of it has no quality. So you will have some rapu-rapu punya idea lah banyak. But everything you must accept. Okay, so you will have so it's actually we should go for quality instead of quantity. Okay, brainstorming is quantity. It's good for schools lah, macam budak-budak sekolah kan. Sebab mereka nak banyak idea dah seronok kan. So, tapi student kalau boleh jangan pakai brainstorming lah. Dia seronok. But you will end up with a lot of useless ideas. Okay. So, try to do a more focused punya technique like campus or trees. Okay. So, up to this point, anyone got any questions? You can ask at the chat, okay? And Dr. T can help read out to me lah. So anything you can just put it at the chat.
Ya, saya ada tanya soalan nanti. Saya minat juga apa yang you katakan. The framework of this innovation.
Lah, tanya soalan.
The framework of designing and innovation. I like the idea that you organize all these things in a good flow. The framework. Okay. Nanti kita tengok lagi apa kandungan dia. Okay.
Actually, right, this flow is actually very good if you want to go for KIT also, Dr. T. The KIT also use design thinking. So you can kill two birds with one stone lah.
I think this a good idea that we have a framework, and then all this framework is flexible, and then you can have a lot of innovation at every stages, right? Pada setiap peringkat tu boleh tambah banyak idea. Tapi the framework to the flow it is very organized. Very organized. Yes.
And one more thing, right? One more thing. Okay, we go back to this one. Okay. This is not a one-way street. It's actually go here, come back, go here, come back, go here, come back. Go here, maybe come all the way back to empathize and then go back here. Okay, jangan ingat satu kali sampai siap, jalan satu terus siap. Kadang-kadang kena reverse belakang pusing 2-3 kali juga. Okay, student ingat kalau sampai sini terus boleh siap. Tak boleh, kadang-kadang kena reverse belakang balik. So, jangan buat last minute lah. Kena siap buat awal. You need to manage your time. Okay. Now, for prototype. Okay. I like to use the word prototype, but I need to say that this is not model. So we are in the university, right? So you don't do small model lah. We should try to go for a one-to-one scale solution. We are university student, you are university student, this project is done in group, right? You have all the facilities. So try to make a one-to-one scale solution. Jangan buat model kecil-kecil lah. Ini alat kecil lah. So ni rumah, ni ada kereta, apa benda. Try to do a one-to-one scale punya prototype. Okay. Malulah sebab saya banyak jadi juri for schools punya competition kan. Schools punya competition nowadays Dr. T pun tahulah. Dia punya, kadang-kadang dia punya level tu tengok, wah kalah kita punya student lah. So you should go for an actual punya size lah. Okay. It's good to draft the design. Okay, sketch. Tak kisahlah, you tak pandai lukis apa, you sketch. Okay, I think sketching is a good skills to have because sometimes you need to convey your ideas. Okay, sometimes saya nampak benda lain, you punya supervisor mungkin nampak benda lain, you cerita dengan kawan you mungkin nampak benda lain kan. So it's better that you sketch out your design. Okay, lukis tangan je. Okay, then include in your report. Okay. Then draw. Okay, so everyone should be able to use CAD software. You can use SolidWorks, you can use SketchUp, you can use any 3D software, Fusion, you can use Blender. Budak sekolah pun pakai Blender So takkan kita tak boleh, takkan kita pun tak tahu pakai kan, at least something kan. So you need to do CAD software punya 3D design. Because if you do that, then you can make it functional because then you can do 3D printing. Okay, we have 3D printers. 3D printers is not something yang mahal. Okay, banyak orang dah ada. So tak naklah buat prototype pakai styrofoam Zaman dulu boleh lah potong styrofoam potong cardboard lah apalah So make it functional, guna 3D printer. Okay. Then last part is implement. Do a pilot project. Okay. For IDP, I don't think you need to do a complex solution. I don't think you should do. I don't think you need to do an AI or something really advanced. It's more about the practicality. Okay. But you need to implement your project. So you need to have the pilot project. It's good for you. Okay. Okay. So maybe you should look at IDP. It's not just for subject for the marks. Okay. You should aim for something that you are proud of. Something that you can go for your interview and say, this is the project that we do. Okay. This is the flood detection system. Because we have this thing, okay, we managed to avoid flood in Parit Raja. Okay, this is how it looks. So you put your picture there with some orang kampung showing this one. So orang say, wow, this is very good. Okay. Okay, just some side note. One thing I notice ini saya dulu pun buat lah. We engineers we are very introvert lah. Kita jarang tak suka ambil gambar semua. So but bila orang suruh letak gambar produk, kita pun letaklah gambar produk saja. That is not a really good. It's not really a best picture tau. Best picture is orang pegang produk tunjuk macam ni. Muka senyum. Okay. You need to have emotion in your pictures and presentation. Okay. You tengok gambar ni apalah. Boleh lah kalau you untuk present paper okay. Everyone engineers every engineer tengok, wow, this product is very good. But when you want to sell it, you need people. You need people using your product. Okay. That is impactful. Okay. I think for your posters also you can go for this. Okay. You need emotion in your presentation and posters. Okay. Then the last one is for testing. Okay. Most of students will skip this part. Okay, they skip bukan sebab apa. They skip sebab prototype dia siap pada seminggu yang terakhir untuk presentation. So tak sempat nak testing. So you need to manage your time. You don't have to test everything all at once. Okay, meaning that kalau you punya project ada different parts, maybe you have power supply, maybe you have the sensors, maybe you have the motor. Okay, everything can be tested separately first. Okay, then after everything completed, then you can combine and then you do another test. Okay, but if you nak sempat pun at least adalah data testing tu kan, tak adalah langsung tak ada. So maybe you ada data testing, lepas tu you boleh combine. So this is good because most of the time, benda-benda yang saya buat lah, okay, when we do independently, separately, it works well. But kita combine, semua masalah keluar. Kita combine, kita pun tak tahu which part is the problem. So better you test one by one, then only you combine. Okay. So bila combine tu baru kita tengok like the actual punya performance and effectiveness. Okay. So ada yang ni buat projek yang macam okay, let's say bagi ayam makan lah, dia bawa alat yang bagi ayam makan. So bila tanya okay, ayam sekali satu hari berapa banyak kali dia punya tank tu, berapa banyak makanan dia boleh simpan, dia pun tak tahu. Ayam sekali makan berapa banyak, dia pun tak tahu. Ayam satu hari makan berapa kali. So adakah lebih efektif daripada buat manual? Pun dia tak tahu. Sebab biasalah kita buat sebab kita nak buat. Kita dah shock buat kan. Kita lupa nak tanya pada orang yang nak guna tu nanti. So the last part is survey. It's good to have survey. Okay, buatlah sikit questionnaire. Okay, dapatkan data survey. Simple one lah. Kalau tak mau buat video pun okey lah. Buat semua ramah kan. Kita dah zaman video kan. Pakcik, bagus tak alat ni? Pakcik rasa benda ni memang bagus ni benda ni. Itulah. So, itu maknanya acceptance. Tapi kena ada.
Testimoni boleh? Testimoni umpama produk.
Kena boleh Azati.
Testimoni, trying experience, feedback daripada end user kan. Okay.
Tapi itulah untuk dapatkan end user, kita kena ada working prototype. Kita selalu tak buat working prototype. Kita buat model kecil. So, kita tak boleh dapat acceptance lah sebab dia tengok apa benda kamu buat ni kecil-kecil ni kan. Dia nak tengok yang betul-betul kan.
Mungkin.
Cubalah. Kita cuba ke arah tu. Okay. So, tulis boleh cubalah buat benda yang ni, one-to-one punya skill.
Yes.
Okay. So,
kalau umpama projek ni beramai-ramai ni macam mana dari segi design thinking ni, test, eksperimen, survey tu macam mana dia orang boleh kerja sama dalam satu grup? Dia macam ni tugas macam bersama ke, tugas berasingan ke atau macam mana ni? Ini pandangan macam mana Syukri?
Satu grup berapa orang sekarang?
Ni paling ramai 5. Ramai 5. Maksimum 5 orang satu grup lah, tapi minimum dalam 3 orang lah macam tu.
So, for me, for 5 orang tak ada masalah lah. So, you boleh buat kerja sama-sama, but then you have to delegate your dia punya responsibilities lah. Dan benda ni susah bila, okay, actually lah, for me lah, personally, I think working in group is challenging lah. More challenging than working alone. Kita biasa buat sorang-sorang kan. So, kalau tak jadi, kita sendirilah salah. Tapi kalau bila dalam group, okay, dia bila ada yang start tolak responsibilities ni memang agak mencabar lah. So that's why I think that good numbers is 5 or 3 lah. Okay, you need to have one as the group leader. Okay, you need to appoint one for the group leader. Okay, then you can start doing the delegation lah, work punya pecahkan tu. Okay, depend on you lah macam mana you nak buat dia punya ni.
Betul.
Okay, actually dah habis lah ni. This is the last slide. So we can go for some discussion, sembang-sembang.
Discussion.
Okay, boleh siapa-siapa nak tanya, boleh tanya, boleh buka kamera. Kalau tak pun boleh type. Okay, come, welcome. Everyone welcome to us.
Ada soalan ke? Boleh type Boleh type, you can type or you can chat, you can ask. Or if you're interested to join Encik Syukri in the UTHM Space Maker program and as your career also you can ask question, right? I'm very curious about this, interested at this UTHM Space program, Maker program. I think this is very interesting. I like the technology involved and the participants as well. And then this is very challenging from time to time. I see something interesting in a makerspace. Makerspace. Is there any KPI for makerspace to achieve? Let's say from the university side, is there any requirement? Because I think there are resources being allocated to makerspace. I wonder, is there any request macam KPI ada tak? Atau kita kena bayar je?
Okay, actually right, for now, makerspace we don't have any KPI because we don't receive any money. So we don't have any resources from the university. So what they give us is just the venue lah, the location at the library, siapa-siapa boleh datang So they just give us the reservation. So we kind of pay back by doing macam ni sekarang ni tengah ada lawatan sekolah datang melawat, so kita just entertain them, and if sekolah nak buat bengkel, so kita pun jalankan pameran. So actually we are giving a lot of not really KPI lah. They don't give us the KPI. We give them lah, bagi free je. It's not something that dia orang yang set lah, so kita yang bagi.
Okay, interesting.
So, dan nanti actually dia punya tema untuk IDP is apa tahun this semester?
Tahun semester ni ada 3 tema. Satu tema smart health system lah yang berkenaan dengan health. Pasal you can think about the topic lah, step group tu. Lepas tu kedua energy efficiency, dia lebih kepada macam mana generate elektrik atau macam mana jimat atau solar cell dan juga monitoring, dan sekali lagi lah dan juga satu lagi smart home atau smart city lah. Solution dari segi monitoring atau IoT lah, biasa dengan IoT dah. Okay, untuk mencapai smart home aplikasi lah. Tapi the topic exactly would depend on the student and the SV lah. We just give a general direction on it. So later on nanti kita ada program showcase Nanti kita akan gather all the outcome and put it into video. Nanti kita akan show juga dekat YouTube. Nanti saya akan kongsikan. Mungkin begini saya cadang begini, mungkin because we are doing innovation and then maker project and solution, right? And the IDP has very highly identical with your effort, right? SHUKRI, right? Is it possible that UTHM could be involved in IDP as well, in FKEE, for example, as these evaluation judges, or maybe something like this, the design of the workflow, all these things. I think dulu pernah buat kan IDP mula-mula kan. So I think it's a good idea over this year, right? I think over this year kita punya pengalaman dan juga idea and the vision vision kita dah buka kan, dan lama banyak jumpa benda-benda yang berlainan dan cabaran. I think it's good idea that you can contribute better to the program. Hopefully the pelajar dapat manfaat lah, dan juga UTHM. Okay.
Okay, saya share lah.
Share
kan. Hari tu we were actually the organizers for Malaysia Technique for 3D printing tau. Okay, for Belia. So the winners, the project that we inside, the first prize for 7,000 ringgit is actually what he made some kind of power generator based on gravity. So you have a dynamo, then you put some water, so it go down, and then it will turn on the light.
Okay.
So that is for poor people lah, for poor poverty, for people in the without electricity, so they can have free electric.
Boleh macam tu lah.
So
innovation.
I think that is IDP actually. So it's something, and then the number two winners make, I think it's something like a device really printed. Okay. The problem is after sometimes your faucet kan yang pilih air tu lama-lama dia akan rosak tau. Okay, dia akan air mengalir kan, dripping kan. So kadang-kadang kita malas nak tukar baru sebab dia mungkin dah reput kat dalam. So what they do is they make some device to attach dekat situ, so actually ada satu lagi pipe atas pipe. So this one dia macam bukan bypass lah, dia bypass tapi dia ada satu lagi kalau pipe kat luar.
Okay. I think it's a good idea. Ada mungkin competition ke, atau mungkin ada industri ke, atau mungkin daripada NGO ke. Projek-projek macam ni dia menarik lah, dan juga ada dari segi ganjaran tu dari segi pricing kan. Is it possible kita lobby projek nanti kita buat sama-sama dekat Makerspace ke atau dekat IDP ke, nampak ada contribution lah dari segi mungkin
setakat ni there's satu company yang requested satu yang underwater robot tu. Okay, so they want that. And then another company is requesting for still a robot juga, tapi dia nak buat untuk cleaning ducting tau. Aircon punya duct kan atas
boleh.
But for the first stage dia request just for inspection. So just put camera, so just jalan. For the second
Okay,
stage baru
okay.
dia nak letak apa ni dia punya brushes everything.
Boleh lah kalau macam tu, I rasa we can collaborate Syukri. Nanti kita boleh collaborate, nanti you lobby project, nanti kita cuba supply IDP pelajar dan juga bekerja sama, dan mungkin dari segi itu makerspace dapat sesuatu projek dan kita dapat ikut lah. Dia nampak macam projek sebenar kan, daripada kita fikir ni satu dunia perlu saya. Kita fikir sendiri. Dunia ni ada sesuatu keperluan dan cabaran, kita perlu buatkan satu projek. Itu macam dia tak ada sesuatu request. Kalau ada request macam ni, I rasa dia make meaningful. It's something like it's a request from a body, industrial or maybe NGO. Mungkin kebajikan kan, unit kebajikan di mana dia perlukan sesuatu. Saya rasa I think we need sort of this orang tengah untuk mencari peluang. Ada orang tengah
sebab
macam
hari
ni?
tu just one khusus lah on KIK. So this person right, he do a lot of KIK project with Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat.
Yes.
Actually, that is one place where you can get a lot of ideas, but the solution is not really that hard. Contoh one of the solution dia punya yang menang the problem is homeless people tau.
Yeah.
Homeless people. So homeless people ni dia tak nak mandi tau. Dia tak suka mandi. So what they come up with, dia buat macam satu apa yang cuci kereta yang drive-thru tu tau.
Okay, paksa mandi kan?
Bukan, but dia suka yang tu. All the homeless people they like because it's like paying lah, macam main air lah. So they come. So I think kita that's why I say kita ni dulu comfort zone kita lah. Kita tak keluar lah tanya agensi lain kan. Macam satu lagi minggu lepas is army, tentera. Dia punya solution is simple dia. Dia kata dia practice menembak. So each time lepas selesai tembak dia akan ada tali lah, tarik kan balik kan. Untuk tengok dia kan. So they just walk motorized je.
Okay.
So
boleh juga.
It's just simple lah pakai power window motor kan.
Yeah, I think you are right. Kita tak semestinya semua projek tu macam ini kena projek ni pergi angkasa luar. Semua tak perlu macam tu.
Betul.
Dia projek yang realistik, projek yang memang keperluan pada kalangan community industrial. Mungkin pada dia orang nampak macam cabaran, pada kita mungkin solution ada. Tapi pada masa yang sama, kalau dengan kombinasi keperluan dengan skill kita boleh rekalkan sesuatu bermakna, yang maksud tu bermakna kan. Bermakna tu. Contribution. Dan mungkin pada masa yang sama, sekarang IDP ni masalah ni tak ada bajet. Sekarang tak ada lagi duit daripada fakulti. Semua pelajar tu dia kena keluar duit sendiri. Dari situ cabaran tu mungkin projek tak pergi mana lah. Tapi juga ada projek yang daripada mungkin grant, daripada individu SV lah yang ada grant. Macam saya ada grant, saya cubalah usahakan dan cari sponsorship daripada grant. Lepas tu yang lain tu memang mencabar lah. Sebab kalau tak ada duit susah mau bergerak ni. Pergerakan tak boleh.
That's why I think we need to collaborate with the industries lah.
Yes.
Maybe they can give, at least they can give us some benda-benda dia tak pakai kan. Just something yang kita boleh buat. Maybe it's not functional but then show how the idea will work lah macam tu.
Then is it probably we can think out a way. Is it a platform to lobby project?
I think most of the time kan kita dapat macam job, bukan dapat job lah, dapat orang-orang contact ni kan. Actually most easy daripada FB lah. Facebook actually quite good. Okay, and then you need to go pergi pameran lah. Sometimes industri ni dia tak tahu mana nak dapat tau. Dia just jalan-jalan. This is something that we kita perlu.
Betul.
So that's kita kena ada macam kita pun tak ada peluang kan. Pelajar-pelajar lagi lah tak ada peluang untuk tunjuk kan dia punya apa dia ada.
Betul. Itu you are exactly like. So ada soalan daripada pelajar tak? Atau daripada karangan researcher, pensyarah yang ada soalan atau berkongsi sesuatu ke? Is there any sharing or you want to ask a question before we end? Ada tak? I think we can work out together Cik Sukri nanti.
If you guys need to do 3D printing, right? You can come to the maker space, but you need to bring your own materials lah.
No worry, there is a consumable
Consumable.
No worry, yes. So kalau setakat tak ada soalan, mungkin let's take a few picture. Is it alright? Let's take a few picture. Okay. I request, I invite all the students, to switch on your camera. Let's take a group picture before we say hello and thanks to Encik Sukri. Encik Sukri has shared a lot his experience over the year. Tengok janggut dah putih Kan dah lama ni semua orang experience ni. Orang experience ni berkongsi maklumat dan juga sharing. Orang ni tengah makan ni. Saya pun dah lapar ni. Right, camera please, right, and then we take picture, right, and have a big smile, right, enjoying your food, right, it's alright, I don't mind. Kalau mau minum ke, jangan berak aja. Kidding, jangan perasaan sangat. Okay, take picture, we take picture. Give me a minute, I'll take picture. Right, it's about sharing, and then the rest will be up to us, right, to look for. Lagi ada lagi tak? Siap siap. I save saya apa tu? Screenshot, okay, save. Screenshot, save as. Siap Siap. Saya tak mahir dengan screenshot I kena buat secara manual. Tak mahir sangat. Sekejap Capstone. Sekejap. Let me have. Okay. Okay. Lagi. One more. Yes. Thank you very much all for attending. Have a nice day. This is the final series lecture series. I hope all the sharing and the lecture talk would menanam would embed some sort of ideas and that help you in the future, right? Probably not in this IDP, but in the future you got this idea and where and how and this innovation will benefit you, right? It's not about UTHM, probably in your life carry on, right? So hopefully this idea will carry on. I think they are true everywhere about innovation and makerspace. Okay, thank you very much.
Last thing.
Yes,
okay.
Last.
So yeah, so the IDP is not for just for your marks. So it's for you. Okay, so just do something that you're proud of. Then nanti you pergi interview kan, so you boleh bawa, this is what I do for my during my studies. Okay, it's already being applied. Di orang kampung ni tengah pakai sekarang ni. So macam tu lah duit memang kena keluar, tak boleh nak elak. Duit memang kena keluar.
Build portfolio lah. I think this is for career. Build out the portfolio. Either you want to build your project helpfully, or you want to post any sharing in GitHub, for example, or even YouTube or any media, right? Right, you are building out your portfolio.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
Build your LinkedIn. It's very good. Actually, ada orang contact. Memang ada orang contact. Just build your profile there. Sometimes simple lah. Today I do this, I do that. Just simple posting kan.
Okay, terima kasih. So I'll stop the recording. I thank Encik Sukri for willing to share and upon this very busy time, right? Thank you very much. See you again, everybody. I'll stop the recording. Okay.